Welcome back to Soul Screen, the place where we explore dramas that don't just entertain us, but also make us think, feel, and reflect on our own lives. Today, we're jumping into a series that has been shaking viewers emotionally and sparking endless conversations. And honestly, I can totally see why. Would You Marry Me starts off looking like a typical sweet romance, but slowly it strips away its layers and reveals something deeper. Something raw, something painfully real. And now that we're approaching the final episodes, everything has turned even more intense. Each episode feels like a sudden drop on a roller coaster. Every character is finally facing truths they've been running from, and secrets that once seemed small now feel powerful enough to reshape someone's entire future. So today, we're going to break down the 5 major conflicts that make the ending of Would You Marry Me absolutely addictive. But I don't want to just recap them. I want to talk about why these conflicts matter, what they expose about the characters, and also dive into some real talk with all of you. Because the questions this drama raises about trust, forgiveness, insecurity, ambition, and choosing your future aren't just for the characters. They're for us too. So sit back, relax, and let's unpack this together. The first conflict that shakes everything near the end is Kim Woo Joo's messy, secretive plan finally unraveling. This man has been manipulating situations for episodes, twisting facts, hiding truths, and acting out of insecurity and resentment instead of logic. And tell me I'm not the only one who felt both relieved and annoyed when everything finally blew up. His desperation becomes impossible to ignore. He stops looking like a mastermind and instead looks like someone terrified of confronting his own failures. And that's what makes this conflict hit so hard. Because we've all met someone like this. Someone who projects their hurt onto others. Someone who never takes responsibility. Someone who would rather drag people down than face their own issues. When the truth finally comes out, it doesn't just protect Yoo Me Ri and Kim Woo Joo's relationship, it exposes Woo Joo's emotional wounds. And honestly, this is one of the most realistic parts of the drama. Not every villain is truly evil. Sometimes it's just someone who never learned how to process their pain. But here's what I want to ask you. Do you think Kim Woo Joo deserves a chance to redeem himself? Or did he cross the line? Comment below. I'm genuinely curious how divided everyone is. Now, the second conflict might be the most emotional one for me. It's Yoo Me Ri finally confronting her own mistakes. Out of all the characters, she's the one who grows the most. And everything changes when she chooses to tell Baek Hyun the truth instead of hiding behind her image. For so long, her lie about her promotion and the persona she created has been hanging over her. She knew it was wrong. She knew it would hurt people. But like many of us, she kept delaying the confession, waiting for the right moment. But the truth is, there's never a perfect time to be honest. Watching Me Ri step up and take responsibility, even if it meant sacrificing her career and her relationships, was powerful. And when Sang-hyun responds with respect instead of anger, that moment hits differently. It reminds us that honesty, even when painful, is the beginning of real healing. So let me ask you, if you were in Me Ri's situation, would you have confessed? Or would you have kept hiding the truth? I know it's easy to say we'd all be honest, but reality is messy. What would you have done? Now let's move to the third conflict, a moment filled with quiet, emotional weight. It's when Pil Nyeon, Kim Woo Joo's grandmother, finally gives her blessing to Yoo Me Ri. On the surface, it might seem simple. A grandmother approves, the relationship moves forward. But in this drama, it's much deeper. Pil Nyeon represents more than family. She represents stability, legacy, tradition, and emotional grounding. Her blessing isn't just approval, it's trust. Trust that Me Ri is someone who can stand beside her grandson with honesty and strength. Throughout the show, we've seen how much Woo Joo values his grandmother's opinion. Her hesitation creates tension, her doubts create conflict, and her acceptance feels like someone finally unlocking a door everyone had been waiting to open. And she doesn't soften because she's pressured. She softens because she sees Me Ri's growth, her sincerity, her willingness to face her mistakes. In that moment, Me Ri doesn't just gain a blessing, she gains validation. So what do you think? Is seeking a family's blessing still important today? Or should couples just follow their hearts? I see debates about this all the time. The fourth conflict is one many viewers didn't expect to resolve so beautifully. It's the tension between Yoo Me Ri and Jin Gyeong. From the start, Jin Gyeong clings to her childhood love for Woo Joo, convinced she can win him back if she tries hard enough. Watching her persistence was honestly exhausting at times. But toward the end, something changes. She lets go of the past. She stops fighting for something that isn't meant for her. She chooses acceptance, maturity, and peace. This closure is powerful because it shows how freeing it is to stop chasing someone who doesn't choose you. Many dramas romanticize persistence, but Would You Marry Me takes a different approach. It shows that sometimes the bravest thing you can do is walk away. Her decision to see Woo Joo as a brother instead of a romantic interest is refreshing. For once, a second lead isn't bitter or destructive. She grows. And that growth allows her and Me Ri to see each other not as rivals, but as two people who are hurting in different ways. Now tell me, should Jin Gyeong get her own spin-off? I would absolutely watch it. Finally, the fifth conflict ties perfectly into Me Ri's journey, her professional relationship with Baek Hyun. Their tension comes from misunderstandings, broken trust, and her guilty conscience. But when she finally confesses everything, everything shifts. Sang-hyun's reaction surprised me. He responds with respect, not anger. He sees her honesty as courage, not betrayal. And he recognizes that she's finally ready to grow. Their dynamic becomes one of my favorites because it shows that trust isn't built through perfection. It's built through honesty and vulnerability, through mistakes, through the willingness to face difficult truths. And by the time their relationship heals, it's clear they needed the conflict. Without the misunderstanding, the hurt, and the distance, they would never have reached this level of understanding. This is why the ending of Would You Marry Me feels so satisfying, because every conflict is resolved through character development. Every emotional wound is acknowledged. Every truth is faced. Every relationship is tested. And the endings feel earned. Nothing is rushed, nothing is overdramatic, nothing feels forced. The writers trust the audience to understand the complexity of human relationships, and that's why this drama leaves such a lasting impact. So now it's your turn. Which conflict hit you the hardest? Which character grew the most? And do you think the ending did justice to their journeys? Let's talk in the comments, because this drama gives us so much to discuss. Thanks for watching, Soul Screen. I'll see you in the next deep dive into the dramas that challenge us, move us, and stay with us long after the final episode. If you want, I can also rewrite it in a more dramatic or humorous style. Condense it for a shorter video, turn it into a YouTube short script. Just tell me!